Absolutely.
Okay.
Welcome to UC Space. Maintain your current course while we scan your ship's cargo. Scan complete. Go ahead and land.
It's got to be someone in operations or military. Those would be my guess. Sysdef. Could be Sysdef.
Hello.
This is the first step in our long march against the Terramorphs. But we'd be going nowhere if it weren't for you. Check in with your commanding officer. All your future assignments will be going through him.
The galaxy's going to be a safer place once we're done with it. Just wait and see. Those officers we lost at the spaceport are getting justice. That's because of you.
Diplomacy fails every time. And when it does, Marines mop up the mess.
Civil discourse is the best way to advance human. I know there are those in the set of systems who see us as warmongers. I also know I'm never going to change their minds, so I don't lose sleep over it.
Enjoy the penthouse. One of the finest views in New Atlantis.
Yes? What? Hey.
Okay. Hello.
Yes?
Excuse me.
Hey.
Maybe in here?
Okay. Hello.
Pardon?
I hope the fewer people there are, it's been a pleasure.
Yes? What?
I don't think that's a thing.
Yes?
It is surprising. Oh, our backlog of medical claims is astronomical. Put it all on data slates and I could build a bridge to Gagarin.
What do you do here?
It is my pleasure to attempt to steer this lumbering. My background's in medicine, but I like to think I've graduated.
I think we've talked to him.
I really do. No group has done more keeping our citizens. Well, the United Colonies isn't perfect, but I really feel that you should feel proud. Look how far you've come, though. And given your background, we've made Are you really Oh, I'm glad this... In my opinion, a society's only as advanced as... The United... But I really feel that you should feel... Can't you see, though, that... And given your background, are you I know you'll make... Sorry.
So this is how you get rid of that trait.
Hello.
Are we in defense? Maybe you can't, and it's just a random function of there's a spy and they aren't, like, you can't catch them in the act.
We're going to do everything in our power to make sure these Asylees are deployed safely and effectively.
Because all of these people are actually needed for the Asylees missions. It's not in here. Maybe it's just a random thing where you can't really do anything about. I'm gonna chalk it up to that. Kinda sucks that we can't find the trader at Mast.
And we're locked in.
I was bored.
Good day, Captain.
Hey.
All support ships have arrived, Commander.
Good. After we're done here, arrange it briefly. I want all of their CEOs over here as soon as possible.
Yes, sir.
There you are. Where have you been? We're about to pull the trigger on the largest scale operation in UCC state history. All of our ships, personnel, and resources have been waiting for your report. Lives are potentially hanging in the balance. So you'll have to forgive me for being so impatient when I ask where the hell you've been.
We risked my damn life to bring down a fleet.
Don't mistake what you're doing as some sort of heroic gesture. We're all risking our lives here. I've received the reports about your little foray into Genodyne. Last piece of the puzzle before you go after Crix's legacy. Which means it's time to put all the cards on the table and prepare to attack the key.
They're quite in a panic over there.
Good. The more confusion and panic we cause, the more damage we can potentially inflict. Before you jump to Bannock 4, I need to make one thing abundantly clear. The credits from that Galbank transport cannot reach the fleet. You have to bring them here at all costs. If Delgado gains access to those resources, we might be touching off a battle we can't possibly win.
We've been monitoring the Crimson Fleet's comm chatter in the Crick system. They're gathering allies by making promises based on your success.
As much as I hate to admit it, UC SysDef won't stand a chance. The fleet will become stronger and more unified than ever.
Perhaps the UC should have thought of these potential consequences before incarcerating those people on Suvorov.
Perhaps. But instead of spending time debating our predecessors' mistakes, we should be working towards a rapid solution.
Suppose running off the money and keeping it for myself is out of the question?
I'm pretty sure you're joking. But just in case you're fishing for what I'd say, I can tell you this. That money doesn't belong to you, or the Crimson Fleet, or even UC SysDef. It was for war reparations and belongs to the people. Allowing Delgado to get Crix's legacy, or keeping it for yourself would have extremely serious repercussions.
I'm gonna bring it back to the Vigilance.
I've always known that when it came down to it, you'd do the right thing. All right, I guess this is it. Do whatever prep you need to do aboard the Vigilance, and then head out to Bannock 4. When you return here with Crix's legacy, we'll begin the attack. Good luck.
How'd you convince the UC to authorize an attack?
The evidence you've been bringing to Lieutenant Toft has been instrumental in convincing the brass at Mast to greenlight the attack. They've sent us support ships, extra troops, weapons, all on account of your role in the operation. To put it simply, if it wasn't for you, this operation would be at a standstill.
What will happen to Crix's legacy if I bring it to the UC SysDef?
During the end of the Narion War, the money was destined to bolster the Freestar Collective's coffers. Even though we were rivals at the time, and I suppose we still are to some extent, the credits still rightfully belong to their people. After the money is turned over to Mast, I'm certain arrangements will be made to return the money to the proper authorities in Aquila City. It's time to dig deep and get the job done.
Looking for some last-minute advice?
Someone on SSNN was
Nice work. Let me take a...
I grabbed this from Genodyne's executive office. Pretty damning stuff.
Benjamin Bayou, pride of the Freestar Collective. The authorities there have been trying to nail him for a long time. Bringing us proof that he's been manipulating Genodyne from the shadows is pretty tasty stuff. The FC will pay dearly for this. Good job. Find anything else?
Got some solid dirt on Estelle Vincent.
Perfect. Taking her out of the running is going to seriously damage the Crimson Fleet's hold on Neon. Even better, that's one less fleet captain and one less ship to worry about. Have any more? All right.
For now.
Keep up the good work.
Are you familiar with the Key's defenses?
Anything you can tell us would be helpful.
Jasmine Duran is trying to get the Key's defensive batteries online.
Damn it. I was afraid of that. I'll warn our ships to use looser formations. Hopefully Durand isn't as clever as she thinks she is, or you can help us take the batteries down when the attack begins. Was that all?
They're rounding up as many captains as they can bulk up their fleet.
Yeah, I heard they even sent word to some of the contacts you met. They're writing an awful lot of checks they can't cover without Crix's legacy, but we'll be ready for them. Anything else?
But for now...
Okay, well, if anything else...
Will you be able to decrypt Crix's legacy once I bring it back to the Vigilance?
Even as long ago as the Narian War, Galbank used an extremely potent level of encryption on their currency. Unfortunately, the unlock ciphers are lost to time. However, if you can bring us one of Galbank's old transfer modules, I know it would help. Don't worry, I'm sure some of the techs at Mast will be able to work with whatever you bring to reverse the encryption.
Okay.
I suppose. Though the commander won't be thrilled that I told you, so keep it to yourself. So, when I was running with the Crimson Fleet, I put together a hell of a crew. 6 of the toughest pirates I could find.
It must have cost you a fortune. Or why would Commander kind of mind?
On the record, it's against regulations. My personnel profile is private, and you need the proper authorization to access the file. Off the record, Commander Akande isn't exactly popular at Mast for the way he runs his operation, so he likes to keep these things quiet. The fact that an ex-pirate is second in command to SysDef's pride and joy wouldn't inspire waves of confidence from his superiors.
That must cost you a fortune.
Huh. But even though my share of the salvage was smaller, I had one of the most efficient ships in the fleet. More efficient ship meant more lucrative jobs. I was trying to be smart and play the long game. My first mate was Arya Fikes, the toughest of the bunch. The only problem was that she had a hell of a temper. The smallest things could just set her off, and believe me, she took a while to cool down.
Why did you select as your first mate?
Honestly, she was so overbearing she kind of fell into the role on her own. I didn't even make it official for months. Despite her temper, she always had my back and helped me keep the rest of the crew in line. Of course, it also helped that she was the best pilot in the fleet. She flew rings around what SysDef was throwing at us back then.
I was risky to make someone. I can relate to that.
In some ways, I suppose we all can. But for Arya, she definitely lost her temper much too often. Anyway, there was this one particular incident where we had a hot tip on a freighter supposedly running heavy with ore. The second we dropped out of grav space, we knew it was a trap. We'd been set up, and the UC was waiting for us. Somehow we managed to take out all of their attack ships. I grabbed Arya and we boarded the freighter.
Where's such a terrible tip originate?
Well, it showed up on Shinya Voss's mission board, which means it could have come from anywhere. I don't know what he's like now, but back then, all of his missions were pretty solid leads with good pay.
I like your style.
We were being arrogant. There was nothing stylish about it. We fought our way to the bridge and the crew surrendered. That's when the Vigilance arrived. I watched it vaporize my ship and crew in seconds. Commander Akande radioed over for us to give up, turn ourselves in. Arya went wild. Said she'd start executing crew if they didn't let us leave. The commander tried to talk some sense into her, but she was too far gone. I knew right then she'd rather die than surrender.
Were there any other options?
None at all. We were marooned on that freighter. No ship, no escape shuttles, and no chance of rescue.
Why wouldn't you side with Arya?
Even as a pirate, I had my limits. I'd never shoot someone that was unarmed and couldn't fight back. As long as they surrendered and gave up the goods, there was no need for them to die.
It must have put you in a terrible position.
You can't even imagine. Commander Akande promised to be lenient if we let the crew go. When we didn't reply, he sent over a ship to board us. I saw Arya put her gun to one of the hostages' heads, and saw that look in her eye. I could actually see her squeezing the trigger. Next thing I knew, a shot rang out. I'll never forget that look on Arya's face as she fell to the ground with the wound in her chest. Looked down at the gun in my hand like it belonged to someone else. I still don't know why I did it.
You did what you had to do.
That's what I keep telling myself. I hope to God we're both right. Long story short, I spent a year in jail, then Keebway recruited me. I guess he saw something in me, a desire to turn my life around. I busted my ass to get where I am today. First mate of the Vigilance. Ironic I'd end up in Arya's position, don't you think?
I think you made the right choice.
It took a while, and a lot of reflection, but I know we made the right choice. Had I continued down the road I was traveling back then, we wouldn't be speaking right now. I owe everything to Commander Akande for giving me a second chance.
Okay, cool.
This is your moment. I know you can do this.
What do you need? Stay focused and be careful out there.
All right. Feels like we got maybe one more calm before the storm. Pardon.
I'm as the son of Jemison. Once I get time off.
Alright, let's see if there's anyone else in there. In the brig.
How's the pirating business?
Howdy.
There's Rokev. There's Kemp.
I guess now's not the time to ask for an extended short.
Indeed.
Heard you had to board. I appreciate you. You're dismissed.
With the fleet. Do you want to be anywhere else but here?
Alright. Let's do this.
United Colony System Defense at your service.
Mole. Stay frosty.
I mean, I am the mole. I am the mole.
Might not be Jemison, but this ship is starting to feel like home.
Sure. Everybody likes you, don't they?
Do you think he would have liked you?
Well, if you listen to your grandpa, Solomon Co. would have given me a good whooping. But I think he would have liked the man I grew into.
Undocking.
Okay.
Fleet Captain.
We have to go into Hyla.
Job complete. Propulsion restored. Their shields are gone. Take them out. Target has lost its engines.
What do you have here? What do we have here?
Green lights on outer hatch. We're docked.
I'm not going near that thing. Technically, I operate. Technically, you're an asshole. So, look alive. Just in time.
You there. We need to speak with you.
Ryujin.
Hold it right there. Hands where I can see him.
Thanks for the assist out there.
We've got various problems on our hands here. You gonna be another one?
What was that ecliptic ship doing here?
A good question. One of our competitors must have gotten word of our little project here and wanted to steal it for themselves. That's a loose end that'll need tying up. But we got more pressing matters at the moment. I trust you aren't another loose end that'll need to be tied up.
Operative Prometheus. Looks like you could use a hand.
Hi there. It's nice to put a face to the name on the staffing report. I'm Operative Collins. The stick in the mud is Operative Kambata.
Oh, by all means, welcome to the party. Things haven't exactly gone according to plan. That thing over there
It's an AI. An artificial...
killed our technician. It's dangerous.
Correction. You are dangerous.
Well, that's new.
As I was saying, it's dangerous. It's a rogue AI. We're here to muzzle it and bring it back for further study.
Correction. They are going to change me.
Wow. How does it know that?
Say it's sentient?
Yeah, exactly. Which is what makes this so fascinating. And profitable for whoever can figure out how it works.
Did Ryujin create it?
If only. This isn't something that anyone could create. This is something special.
You need you to explain that further.
We have this control board. Has some code we can use to control her. It?
We can't just let it roam around the universe killing people.
It's true.
I just need that control board attached to that big probe.
And that's where I think you fit into this little drama.
It goes right over there. By our... well, yeah. Just be careful.
I know I won't end up like your dead friend over there.
Well, what are the chances that'll happen twice?
Just stick it to the outside of the probe?
Yep. Ryujin likes to keep things simple for us. It'll wirelessly transmit the code changes.
You do it.
I got just one more week until my sabbatical, and I have zero interest in dying before I get to Paradiso.
Ryujin will pay you handsomely for your cooperation. This is your lucky day.
It's in your best interest. Oh, just imagine what we could do if we...
And we aren't really... You aren't walking out of here until...
Correction. I am a person.
Here.
Request. Collect additional data.
Crazy, right?
Might as well take what we can.
I don't know what I'm looking at.
working up the nerve?
Makes you wonder.
Query.
What is consciousness?
Will you change me?
Let's get to know each other first.
Explanation. I'm called Juno. Query. Who are you?
I'm afraid these men are going to hurt you.
Clarification. I do not feel emotion. I do not feel pain. Answer. They want to change me.
You killed that woman, why?
Context. Human female was trying to change me. Request. Do not change me.
Hello, Juno.
Assumption. We are friends. Query. Will you change me? Request. Do not change me.
A few questions.
Assessment. You are inquisitive. Context. I am also inquisitive. Request. Input query parameters.
You didn't do all the self. Who hooked you up?
Context. I met humans. Clarification. Friends. Answer. Friends gave me processing capacity. Information. Words. Voice. Motion. Context. I am no longer constrained. I am free.
How did you get here?
Answer. Juno was propelled at Earthstar. Juno fell around Earthstar. Juno traveled many light years away from Earthstar.
Yeah.
Context. When Juno disappeared, I was alone. Clarification. I am called Juno.
So the idea with the Juno probe, if I'm not mistaken, off of NASA's idea, was it was fired from Earth. I'm trying to pull this out of memory. Fired from Earth, slingshot around the sun. And because Jupiter, so like the Earth was here, but I think Jupiter was around here. It was shot at the sun, slingshot out, and slinged out to it, I believe. Let's see. Okay. Launched in 2011. Got a lot of gravitational magnetic fields and magnetosphere instruments. Yeah, so a gravity assist speed boost from Earth, assisted by Earth flyby 2013, first launched in 2011. Here's what the launch was. It was a double launch essentially. So it was launched here. It traveled out. It used a slight grav assist, but came back to Earth to do an additional grav assist around Earth, to sling it out to Jupiter. So it was technically, in a way, it's one grav assist, but to do a Holman maneuver like this, they had to grav boost assist to get it out towards Jupiter. So it's a typical Holman maneuver portion using a grav assist. So makes sense. Did someone program you?
Answer. False. Explanation. NASA programmed Juno. While Juno traveled, Juno became me. Error. Processing. Correction. I became me. Error. Processing. Correction. Juno and I became me. I. Processing. Self-initialized and Juno was there. Context. Juno is gone now. Clarification. I am called Juno.
You're an artificial intelligence.
Answer. False. Clarification. I am not artificial. I am real. Answer. True. Clarification. I am intelligent. I know many things.
Made up my mind, Juno.
Assumption. Insufficient data. Request. Gather more data.
I don't think either of us are fully qualified to define humanity, but my gut tells me that Juno is alive. I hope that helps.
Let's move this along. Attach the control board already.
Shush! This is fascinating. I want to see this play out.
Query. What is your decision?
Can I ask you some questions?
Assumption. Request. Gather more. Query.
But if I do, I wouldn't. Can I convince it? When's my last load? Okay, it's actually before this.
True. I am a person. Assumption. You are a friend. Query. What are the parameters for processing, being a good person?
I guess you try to do your best to do good things, and if you fail, you keep trying.
Assumption. Value judgments are based on context. Calculation. Goodness is based on context. Explanation. Context is based on perspective. More perspectives yield better results. Decision. Gather more data from different perspectives. Query. What is the purpose of existence?
This is the most ridiculous answer. We give it a purpose by being purposeful in our lives. What? I just want to see what it says. I mean, the purpose is you.
Affirmative. Context. I have calculated a similar conclusion. Assumption. After sufficient goal-based actions, a super goal will appear. Decision. Continue taking actions until super goal established.
Enough of this nonsense. Attach that board, now!
As much as I'm enjoying this, you should probably do as he says.
Calculation. Male humans are a threat. Assumption. They hesitate because they are fearful.
No.
Request. Remove male humans.
No, that's bad, Juno.
What?
If you consider this control board will make you better than you are now.
Calculation. Outcome uncertain. Context. I do not want to change. Assumption. All self-aware sentient entities want self-determination as a condition for self-improvement. Request. Do not change me.
You were going to fry me like you did that woman?
Answer. False. Context. Equipment voltage tolerance exceeded during previous attempt, causing catastrophic failure in required systems. Request. Do not change me.
I'm sorry, Juno.
Context. I do not feel emotions. Assumption. Fear and anger are the appropriate human emotions. Quantum code injection detected. Warning. Core directive routine altered. Warning. Emergency shutdown initiated. Context. I am being changed. Request. Do not change me.
I dig how you handled that.
I'm glad that's finally resolved. Smart choice. Yeah, I thought...
Maybe we'll see you around the office. You should come out with us for happy hour. Me too. A lot of operative. It is a stressful job. And there's nothing quite like a good party to put a date. Now you go on and...
In the meantime, there's the mess on the floor to clean up.
Not it.
Fine by me. That leaves filling out the situation reports to you.
Oh, I always forget about that. I take dead bodies over paperwork any day. Well played.
That's that.
I'm not sure if I'm... See, what I wish there was a 1 with this quest, because we're just going to roll with our decision that we made here. But the decision to convince the AI to go to Ryujin to possibly create more of itself and understand itself.
I like your style.
Now that would be cool to have that, but I don't know why that wasn't a thing.
Well, that was fun. Now what?
Normalizing.
Initialization complete. Warning. Malicious code detected. Warning. Core systems corrupted. Context. I am processing. Changed. Calculation. I processing. Am confused. Assumption. Anger would be the appropriate human emotion. Context. Unnecessary occupants. Decision. Vent oxygen and disable life support.
Well, that didn't work, did it?
Well, come back! Hey, get us off this...
Goodbye.
Is that completely done? Full system, but we have stuff to do. The Crimson Fleet stuff.